Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. And it is the Friday edition, TGIF, right here on Main Street TV, where we have some special guests here in the studio today. And our first one is Alice. So hard for me to do, but you gave me permission.
I did.
When you have a teacher, it's very hard to go from calling someone by the Miss or Mrs. or Mr. or whatever in the last name to the first name. So she said, please call me Alice.
Please.
Okay, so Alice Smith is here this morning, and she had to put up with me in school. God bless your heart. But we are not here to talk about my delinquency in grade school or high school. We are here to talk about our hearts.
Jackson County Heart Support Group.
That's
Yes.
right. And we are celebrating, it is National Pie Day. And you are celebrating because we have them here in the office with a breakfast pizza pie.
And it's good.
From Speedway, actually.
It is excellent.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. So she had to stop because we had to start talking.
That's all right.
Okay. It'll still be there
That's
when we're
right.
done.
Unless
Yes.
I have to smack your hands because you're digging
know.
into it.
Yeah, it's a cruel, unusual thing, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
So you were here last year.
I don't think earlier this year.
Was it earlier this year?
I think so.
Okay. All right. I never know. It could be, a year.
That's okay.
3 months or
That's
whatever.
okay.
But we were talking about the heart support group then.
Yes.
So what is going on?
Well, Jackson County Heart Support Group is a unique group of ladies
Yes.
who
Very.
have done quite a good job at helping people who have heart problems, and we've expanded it to those who have some cancer problems. We help with gas cards and some funding for medications, and all of the money that we give goes to people in Jackson County. It's not given to outside Jackson County. It's not given to research. It is strictly used for Jackson County people. This year,
Yeah.
we did not get as much funding in our annual dinner as we had anticipated or had hoped for, and we are down in our funding. So we had some extra projects to try to develop to get some extra money so we can continue to help people. One of our members came up with the idea to hug a heart. And that was to get people to donate, those who wanted to, donate $5 to the organization, which would therefore add money to our treasury,
Sure.
which would allow us to continue to help people.
Well, very good. And let's see. So how do we do that?
You can send the donations to Becky Mayhew, who lives on Broad Street in
Yes.
Jackson, or you can contact Shirley Stover or me or any of the members. Sharon Eubanks, I'm just thinking of people that come to mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are 25 members in the organization.
I think Kim White's
Kim
part
White
of
is
it.
on part of it, and I think we've been in existence for 25 years.
Yes. And it's very, very important. And it's interesting. Several years ago, had some folks from and I'm getting to a point,
Okay.
the cancer hospital down at Holzer, and I asked them what the biggest struggle is for people to receive treatment. And, you think about, paying for the treatment or this or that, and it was transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned gas cards.
Yes.
And I asked them at the time if we were to do some type of fundraiser, which we ended up doing at that moment, what would be something that we could do? And they said gas cars.
Yes.
And you don't think about that. But when people are receiving treatment, whether it be for cancer or heart treatments or whatever, getting to those treatments is expensive.
Oh my, $3 a gallon for gas?
It
Yes,
is.
very expensive.
And a lot of times you have to travel a ways, and you're missing work to do so many times. So it's just a double whammy.
It is. And it takes the money out of the treasury pretty fast.
It does. So what you are doing is amazing because it's local people helping our local people.
Exactly. And we don't just hand out the money to anybody. The request is made for assistance, and it sounds harsh, but it's investigated. Do these people really need this help?
Okay.
Now, there are scammers everywhere.
Yes.
And this could happen to us at any point in time. So we decided that we would look into every request that's made to make sure it's legitimate.
Okay. Fair.
That's fair in anything.
I agree. And if it's legitimate, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about, right?
Exactly. And we will do what we can do to help you out. Medications, gas cards, that kind of stuff.
Sure. And it's just very, I love that it's the money staying local, because
I do too.
There are so many, and this is not to knock any organization whatsoever that is a national thing, but they're also businesses and they're run as businesses. This is just out of the kindness of people's hearts, helping our local community. So Hug a Heart, how is that just they're just sending $5 to your group?
Right.
To help with a gas card or whatever. So let's talk for a minute about how many people that you have helped over the time.
I wish I could answer that question. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
And how much money we've actually put out to help people.
Sure.
Not that we would object to that amount, but it would be interesting
It would
to know.
be. Because I'll bet it's a lot more people than what you think. Yes. Okay, so do you all have like a social media presence or anything where people can find more information?
That's a good question too, because I don't know. I have Facebook and all that and get on to the internet once in a while. But I'm not constantly, I don't have my face stuck in Facebook, so I don't know.
I get it.
I really don't know.
Okay. So the thing is, just find a heart support group member. Whew, that's hard to say.
It is.
And send them some money. And that's the main thing.
Right.
Because, again, it's local people helping local people.
It is. Thank you. That would be much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. So how's life?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
I'm loving this weather because I can get out on the porch and rock away, cross stitch, enjoy
I feel
it,
you.
and take a nap when I want to.
Oh, Cheryl says you'll post to Facebook. Thanks,
Thank
Cheryl. We appreciate that.
Yes.
But no, yes, I've talked about her here on the show. We have this corgi puppy who is wild. She's now 2 and still quite a puppy. And she loves to play Frisbee. Well, this winter has not been all that conducive to her being outside. And if you know corgis, you know that they want to work. Yes. They want to work. And so yesterday, and she's out of shape a little bit. So yesterday we were out, and I bet she caught the Frisbee 100 times. She would not quit. And Jamie's like, she's going to die. She's just going to die. She's going, and then she ran, and we have this baby pool for her. And I had put it up for the winter, turned it over. Well, in one of the storms, evidently it flipped over and was full of leaves and mud, and she saw it, and in the pool she went. So muddy corgi up to here.
And Mommy gets to give her a bath.
Yeah, it was great.
My Pomeranian even enjoyed sitting on the porch this week.
They do. It's just so nice to be outside
Be
and
outside.
even the dogs and the cats and everybody, love the situation.
Yes.
So we'll take it. And it's great to be out and helping your heart, right?
Exactly.
Get some exercise, take a
Vitamin
walk.
Vitamin D in the sunshine.
That's right. Now, it's always good to wear your sunblock,
Yes.
but it's also good to get those 15 minutes of sunshine every day too. So it's good for the mind and the soul and the body and all that stuff.
Mental attitude.
Yes. And it's probably going to snow 12 inches before it gets better, but whatever.
I don't like you anymore. I'm going to take my pizza and go. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you.
Well, Miss Alice Smith, how can I do that? Yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you for stopping by the Heart Support Group. Please hug a heart, help our local people, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. All right, Adrian, let's play a message, and then we'll be back with our next guest.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, TheTelegramNews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Subscribe today at TheTelegramNews.com.
Check it out.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
All right, and we are back with another special guest. And this guest is fun because I get to talk about one of my favorite idols in the whole world. And if you watch this show, you know that I love me some Dolly Parton. Who doesn't?
Right. She's amazing.
She's like walking sunshine.
Yes.
It's just such a cool person that has never been scandalous, has done so much good for the world.
We need more Dolly in the world.
We need a lot more Dolly and a lot less other stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
In the world. I couldn't agree with you more. So if you would tell everybody who you are.
Of course. My name is Lisa McCarty, and I am the Director of Children's Programs for Easter Seals Central and Southeast Ohio. Easter Seals is the local program partner for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library here in Jackson County.
All right. And first off, before we get into the Imagination Library thing, because I think it's just so cool, let's talk about Easter Seals.
Sure.
In general.
Of course. So Easter Seals, we provide a variety of services to individuals and families with disabilities through 38 counties in the state of Ohio. So our services span the life. We start with early intervention, birth to age 3. We do some facilitated play groups. We have after-school programs. We have adult and in-home. We house the long-term care ombudsman program. So we do a little bit of everything.
That is amazing. I didn't realize it's an Ohio thing.
We are an affiliate of National Easter Seals.
Okay, all right. So what you're doing is
just
your group
Ohio.
is
Our
just
group is just
okay.
Ohio.
I see.
Yes.
So Easter Seals is a
national organization. We are an affiliate.
Okay, very good. And where are you located?
We actually have 5 offices.
Okay.
Our main office is in Hilliard, up in Franklin County. We have an office in Lawrence County, Ross County, Scioto County, and Medina County.
Okay.
So we recently acquired some counties up north.
Very good.
So, yeah, we do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. So, Lisa, what is your involvement? I know you said your title, but what's your day-to-day look like?
Really depends on the day of the week. So I oversee all of our children's programs.
Okay.
And that is our early intervention, which is the birth to 3 program for children with developmental delays and disabilities. We have 3 facilitated play groups, which are completely free to families. We help families monitor their child's development, make sure they're hitting those milestones. Those are in Franklin County, Ross County, and Hocking County. We have 2 summer camp programs that are both in Franklin County, an after-school program in Franklin County, and then a Chance to Dance, which is in Franklin and Pickaway County, which is a dance program for children with all abilities, and then Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in 7 counties.
Very cool.
Yes. So.
You know, and this is, I said it. See, she jinxed me. But no, this is such a cool program. And how did the Imagination Library even get started?
Sure.
And how long has it been?
I'm going to pull my notes here real quick. So
yeah, let's fill
Dolly
everybody in.
Started it many years ago. I have it somewhere. Sorry. She started it in her home county of Tennessee in, I believe, 2004. And from there, it just grew. She wanted to just bring the love of books and literacy to children, you know, a lot of children that couldn't afford to have books in their home. She just wanted to bring that. In 2019, it became available in pockets of Ohio.
Okay.
And then in 2020, with the establishment of the Ohio Governor's Imagination Library, it became available in all 88 counties.
I was had the privilege of meeting the First Lady of Ohio.
Yeah.
She was here not too long ago and got to interview her. And Fran, she's an amazing lady. And we were talking about this actually. And she stopped by Jackson to meet with some folks and took the time to chat with me. And she's very passionate.
She is
very passionate about this.
Brought it to Ohio because her grandkids were enrolled in the Imagination Library.
They have a lot of grandkids.
They do. Wonderful family.
Yes, they are.
So her grandkids were, oh, Grandma, read me a book, you know. So she saw this amazing program, wanted to bring it to Ohio.
Yes.
And here we are, you know, celebrating 5 years, and it's a statewide program. We're celebrating our 20 millionth book in Ohio. Just throwing a number out there, in Jackson County since August of 2019, 69,000 books have been delivered to children.
Just in Jackson County.
Just in Jackson County.
Well, and it's interesting because my niece has a little girl who's now 2.5, and I don't know, probably 9 months ago or so, I said, do you have her enrolled in the Imagination Library? And she said, no, what's that? And I said, oh. And so she did.
Yeah.
And she sent me a message. She said, this thing is fantastic. So talk about the situation of once you sign your child up, it's free.
It's absolutely free. So a child can be enrolled the day they're born. Have to have a date of birth for enrollment. Once that child is enrolled, they will receive a free book mailed straight to their home in the child's name.
Yes,
completely
it's
free,
the best.
Up until their 5th birthday. And I brought a few of the books. The first book that every child receives is The Little Engine That Could.
Aww,
and there is a sweet little letter from Dolly on the inside. So all of the books, there's a blue ribbon book selection committee of early childhood educators to make sure that the books are age appropriate, developmentally appropriate.
Yes.
For that. And then the last book that a child receives the month of their 5th birthday Look out, kindergarten, here I come.
Oh
Again,
my
with
gosh,
with another
that's
little note
so
from Dolly on the
good.
inside.
Love that. And is this a monthly? They get a book monthly?
Every month.
Every month. And so it depends on the child's age as to where they are in the books and
Right.
all
the
that.
books are all age appropriate.
Yeah.
So if you have a 2-year-old at home and a 4-year-old at home, they're going to get different books. So,
which is cool because if you have 2 kids at home, you can get 2 sets of books.
yes, they might not be delivered at the same time. Books are mailed out based on age groups. And, we have a lot of families, we have twins. It's okay, we want you to register both twins. They will get the same book.
That's a good point.
But they're going to have their own set of books.
Yeah, because if there's anybody that gets the shaft sometimes, it's twins. Like you get one and you share
Yes.
it.
No,
Like,
we encourage you to register both. If you have triplets, register all of them so they can each have their own personal little library.
have you talked with any of the kids that have gotten the books? I'm just curious or the parents as to what they think about it.
I mean, parents love it,
Oh,
and I think
sure.
for the kids, the most exciting thing is they get to go to the mailbox and they have mail. And
Why is that so fun when you're a kid? I don't know.
Because they're not bills yet.
Yes,
right? They're
you're
not
right.
bills.
That's 100% correct.
And, I do a lot of community events to help raise awareness of the program so that we can get more children enrolled. What I find so fascinating is the love of Dolly for this upcoming generation. I have a life-size Dolly cutout that I take with me. I should have brought it today. Didn't think about it.
I would have geeked out and not let you have it back. So,
But the little ones that come up and mommy, it's Dolly. It's just so heartwarming that this next generation is coming up loving someone as genuine as Dolly.
yes. Have you ever gotten to meet her?
She did come to Ohio a
I
couple
know.
summers ago.
I know.
But I was on vacation.
Yeah, I've given all of our library people a piece of my mind that they went and got to see Dolly and I didn't get to go. Not that I had any reason to get to go,
No,
but
why not?
I was just really jealous.
I know. Yeah, so it's a fantastic program.
It really is. And I don't know. And you're right. It's just, Dolly is just awesome.
Yeah.
She just is great.
Yeah, she is. And she's bringing just, with the Imagination Library, the goal is to get kids excited about books, excited about reading. But it also brings that family connection, parent engagement with the children,
For
read
sure.
books, sit together, those type of things. And reading with a child is been shown to be the most important thing you can do prior to them being in school.
Absolutely. And I can remember, I still remember, and my mom has saved a lot of my favorite books, which I did give to my niece's little girl to pass on because they were my favorites. I figured she'd love them too. But I can remember being little and parents reading and people reading to me, babysitters reading to me, and how much fun I thought that was. It's hilarious because I remember reading the same book like every night, and I don't know why. It just becomes a routine.
Yeah. And we just want to get books into families' homes. And along with all children that are enrolled in the Imagination Library, Easter Seals sends twice a year the Ages and Stages questionnaire, which is a developmental screening that is used by pediatricians and school districts to monitor those child's, make sure they're meeting their milestones.
Okay.
So I personally send out an Ages and Stages link twice a year to families in Jackson County. Families can choose to go online and complete the questionnaire. It's just questions that the family will answer about the child's communication, their gross motor, their fine motor, personal, social, and problem-solving skills.
Okay.
I will reach back out to that family either through email or phone call to let them know where their child is developmentally. Maybe they need a little extra support. I will help connect them with community resources. We know that the first 5 years of a child's life are crucial for that development. So we want to make sure that we're monitoring those milestones, catching any delays early, and providing families with the support that they need.
You know, and it could be that maybe people don't want to participate as they feel, oh no, I don't want to know that my child isn't developing. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the child.
Right.
Every child develops in a different way.
Absolutely. And intervening early is going to be more beneficial in the long run. You know, we do early intervention at Easter Seals, and there are some children that come to early intervention for a short amount of time and then end up going on to general education with no support.
You've got it. I remember some of the things that I could not figure out how to do, and I remember, Mom going and buying me a tool or a toy or something. Could not figure out how to tell time. I remember I did not understand the concept of a clock. It didn't make any sense to me. And she ended up buying me, and I remember it was like this little owl clock toy thing, and I finally figured it out. But yeah, I mean, there's just things that sometimes they don't click.
Yeah. And, the Imagination Library is such an important part of child development. Studies show that children that were enrolled in the Imagination Library have improved kindergarten readiness scores.
Oh, sure.
So it's...
And anytime kids are seeing words and pictures and things, they're learning.
Yes.
That's good.
I mean, literacy is the pathway for everything.
Yes.
You have to be able to read, to fill out that job application, to bake that cake, to whatever.
And that's things that if you've learned all that, you take for granted. Writing, reading, the what we would think as kind of the simple things. If you can't do that, driving is hard.
Absolutely.
You can't read signs. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So yeah, we need the kids to be reading and learning as they go.
Yes.
Very cool.
Thanks to Dolly, we're making a huge impact right here in Jackson County.
Now, does the Imagination Library, does it go all over the country, or how does that work?
It is. It's nationwide, and
Okay.
it's actually in Australia, Canada, and a few other countries. Not every state in the U.S. is a statewide program.
Okay.
Because they have to get partners to help manage and fund the program.
A la you, right?
Yes.
And that's what I was going to ask you too. Does Dolly fund this? How is it
So
funded?
the Dollywood Foundation, it's kind of a three-way partnership here in Ohio. It's the Dollywood Foundation, the Ohio Governor's Imagination Library, and then the local program partners.
Okay.
So the Dollywood Foundation, they have a team that selects the books. They work with Penguin House to get all the books shipped out. And then here in Ohio, between the local program partners in the Ohio Imagination Library, make sure those books are getting to the children.
What an amazing thing that you get to do every day.
It's fun.
I'll bet.
Really fun.
I'll bet you just really enjoy what you're doing.
I do.
Good for you.
I do. And we have an event coming up.
Let's talk about it.
Next Friday, March 21st at the Marquee, celebrating 5 years here in Jackson County. We are doing a complimentary viewing of the documentary, The Library That Dolly Built.
Oh.
The documentary goes over the founding, the history, and the impact that the Imagination Library has had. Doors open at 6. We're going to start the viewing at 7. We're going to have some light refreshments, a couple different raffle options.
Oh,
we just want to
goody.
really raise awareness, get more children enrolled here in Jackson County.
Every child should be enrolled
Yes.
in this.
We would love to see 100%.
I mean, that's
would
the
love it.
point. It's for kids. It's for them.
And it's free.
And it's free. How many times do you say you don't get something for free? It actually is.
Yeah, and we're always looking for support, donations to help fund the program here in Jackson County. So any businesses or families that wish, it's around $32 a year per child to fund the program. So it's very minimal cost.
Yeah. So how would you help if you wanted to?
Sure, you could go on to the ohioimaginationlibrary.org and you can make a donation specifically for Jackson County. You can go on to eastersealscentralohio.org and search Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and make a donation, and all funds will stay right here in Jackson County, impacting these families. And the event next Friday, any proceeds that we get from the event will stay right here in Jackson County.
And that is so important, as what Alice was talking about with the Heart Group and those donations staying here, those gifts staying here within Jackson County or our local community, and the same for you all. And I think that's important for people to know.
Absolutely.
And it's not that we're being greedy or selfish or something of that nature. It's just, if you want to see where your money goes.
Yes.
It's hard to come by. And if you can keep it here with our local folks, that's important.
Yes, and it's impacting the children of Jackson County, which has a ripple effect.
Yes.
The families and parents of Jackson County who are then going to be adults here in Jackson County and maybe work in Jackson County. It's just a ripple effect, starting with our youngest residents.
You've got it.
Yeah.
So very good. So have you been to the Marquee before?
Once.
Okay.
I went over there to do a visit and tour before. I don't live in Jackson County.
Sure.
But I'm very excited. It's a great space.
That's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a treat to have your event there, because it's such a beautiful.
You can join us.
Yeah. And again, tell everybody when that is.
It is Friday, March 21st. Doors open at 6. And
so a week from today.
A week from today, the documentary will start at 7.
And Cheryl says she has posted a link to the event in our comments.
And we do ask that you RSVP. There's a QR code. Seats are limited. I mean, the Marquee does have
I think about 240, something of that nature.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We just want to make sure that everyone that wants to come can come in and have a seat. So we can't guarantee that if you don't register, you won't get a seat. We'd love to have 500 people out line waiting to get in.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
We'll figure out somewhere to stick you.
Yeah, maybe if it's a turnout, we'll do it again the following week. Who knows?
You never know. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's National Pie Day. So how are you going to celebrate?
Probably pizza pie.
That would be good. Yep. Pie Day, not pie as in that pie. It's pie as in 3.14, blah, 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 blah. Never learned past 3.14.
We thought you were going to make one of those Kentucky pies.
The Kentucky Derby pie? Mm-hmm. So Cheryl moved here from California, and she has still, how long have you lived here now? 9 months. So she's still in culture shock over our
cuisine.
That's a good word to put it. Yeah, she doesn't understand eating beans with water on top of them, bean soup and cornbread. And she doesn't understand why chicken and noodles is not just soup, that we eat it as a side dish, like at Thanksgiving and stuff. And the Jackson County veals are not veal. They are pork tenderloin. You probably don't know that either. Yeah, and they're like the size of bigger than your head. But yeah, so Cheryl's having a hard time with that. So she asked me this morning about Kentucky Derby pie because she assumed that it was just a Jackson thing, but it is not. Have you heard of Kentucky Derby pie? Yes. So think of a giant chocolate chip cookie and as a pie with walnuts and stuff on them.
You can bake one for us, and we'll gladly help you eat it.
Oh, you want me to bake one? You don't want me to bake one.
Oh, why not?
We'll put Phyllis on it. We'll put my mom on it.
Right.
She could do that.
Yeah. Well, today's just a great day to eat pie.
Yeah.
Right?
So pie in general.
Along with some baked stuffed flounder.
You want baked stuffed flounder too?
Yeah.
I mean, just some stuffed flounder. It's fine.
Just some real food.
Just some. We'll come up with a menu and have you back. How's that? Sold. Okay.
I'll even bring my own knife, fork, and spoon.
Oh, she'll bring her own eating utensils. Very, very good. That sounds right. Okay, so tell everybody one more time, and the link to the event is posted in the comments, but how can people find out more information, and how can they, about the Imagination Library, the Easter Seals, all the things that you're doing?
So Easter Seals, eastersealscentralohio.org. You can find listings of all of our programs, all of our service areas on our website, including Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. You can search ohioimaginationlibrary.org. You can enroll your child from that website. You can make a donation from that website. And as we said, children will get one free book each month mailed straight to your home in their child's name to start that home library.
It is such an amazing program, and what you're doing at Easter Seals is amazing as well, and helping these folks just learn and
we want everyone to be
improve.
A part of the community. And
sure. Yeah. Very good.
And you're helping us by feeding us, and we're learning things by reading. And
Yes, we're all learning together.
What a wonderful day.
It is a wonderful day. The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. I'm sure the mosquitoes are. Yes, I will feed us. We've brought books. This is funny. These
hearts are happy.
Yes, 90th anniversary of the Little Engine That Could. I wonder how much money Waddy Piper,
I don't know,
has made over the years with this book.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Yeah, this would be the trivia question of the century. Who wrote The Little Engine That Could? Waddy, W-A-T-T-Y, Piper, P-I-P-E-R. Then it says reimagined by Caldecott Medal winner Dan Santat. You got all that?
Dan what?
Santat, S-A-N-T-A-T.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say so.
I mean, you had me at Waddy Piper, so very cool. I think I can. I love it. Very good book. Yeah, sometimes that's hard. I liked your reference of why do kids like get mail, because they're not bills. That's why. I was like, you're so right. I can remember being little though, and my cousin lived in Worthington in Columbus, and we would write letters back and forth because we were about the same age. And of course, when you're 7 years old, Worthington's somewhere around Texas, or it's. I mean, it may as well be.
Yeah.
You did it again.
What did I say? Okay, sorry. And I do remember though getting those letters, and I can remember looking at the mail every day to see if I got that letter
And birthday
from her.
cards.
Yes. All of the personal
do we
stuff.
send birthday cards anymore?
I don't know. No, you just put it on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. But get a book in the mail, enroll your child.
That's right.
Help us get more books into the children of Jackson County.
Oh, good
here
trivia
we go.
question. Have you heard of the book, The Little Engine That Could?
I have.
Yes. Who wrote The Little Engine That Could 90 years ago?
I can't tell you that.
I can't believe that he doesn't know that. Waddy Piper, just to let you know. Now you know.
I would have never got it.
W-A-T-T-Y, Piper.
And she's going to feed us, and the guest is going to bring us new books.
Yeah, we've got all kind of
We all
stuff
have
going
happy
on.
heart because I was here.
Yeah, it's a good day.
It's a good day.
Well, Lisa, I'll let you get out of here. I know that you
Well,
have other
thank-
things to do than to hang out with us. And
Thank you for having me and bringing more awareness to the community of this great program.
absolutely, please, please, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, sign those little ones up for the Imagination Library. It's for every child up until 5 years
They get
old.
their last book the month of their 5th birthday.
Yep,
She's
got
going
it.
to go back to her office and say, I'm not going back to that place.
I know these
No,
people are
this was
crazy down
fun.
here.
I love
no,
it.
you come back and
It's
see
very
us
fun.
anytime. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we do have a message, and we'll be back with some news from our good friend Pete Wilson, who now knows who wrote The Little Engine That Could.
There's always room for more knowledge.
More knowledge. That's right.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023. Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson, who now knows Waddy Piper.
Right. Well, I certainly knew the story, certainly knew the illustrations, but no, I could not summon the name of the author.
I feel like that could be the best trivia question of all time.
I think we might stump a few people. But who knows? A lot of the 5-year-olds might know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You got it. All right. So, Pete, tell us what's going on in the news.
Okay. All right. Well, we had another major development in the child sex abuse case that we've talked about and that we've published stories on in the Telegram in recent editions.
Yep.
And that is the indictments that came down in January against two defendants, a male and a female. The male, Homer Siders, age 45, with Waverly address, and the female co-defendant, Carissa Watkins, age 51, a John Barbie Road Ray address.
Yes.
Just to wind the clock back a little bit, the basic crime that they were charged with was sex abuse charges involving a 6-year-old and 4-year-old, both girls that were related to Carissa Watkins, happened at a Ray area residence, not Carissa's, but a different Ray area residence, where they were the victims of child sexual abuse of different forms. Couple of charges of rape were filed against Mr. Siders. Carissa Watkins, who has already, been sentenced, we'll review that in just a second. She was basically charged with enabling Mr. Siders to do his crimes. Yesterday, there was a plea hearing. You never know for sure what is going to happen, but in the plea hearing, there actually was a plea. Mr. Siders pled to 4 of the charges that had been filed against him. He had been there is Mr. Siders actually coming into court yesterday. 17 counts against Mr. Siders. He pled to 4. Now, we're talking about pretty serious charges, so there are consequences, even with the 4 charges that he pled to. He pled to 2 charges of rape. That's a first-degree felony, and he also pled to 2 second-degree charges of pandering obscenity. He had also had other pandering obscenity charges. Those were the majority of the charges against him. Also had a gross sexual imposition charge, and also a charge of disseminating material harmful to a juvenile. All right, so there could have been a sentencing yesterday, but because of a technicality that could be very important, Judge Reagan chose to defer sentencing. It's going to be on March the 24th, now a week from next Monday. But in the plea hearing, part of the package was a sentencing recommendation that the prosecutor, Randy Dupree, Jackson County prosecuting attorney, and the defense counsel, the victims, and Mr. Siders all agreed to. The sentencing recommendation that was passed down would be that Mr. Siders would serve a prison term of 30 years to life. It also specifies that upon his release, he would be a Tier 3 sexual offender, which means you register, people know where you are, you've got a label on you, it's like the scarlet letter, for a certain period of time after you're out, if you do get out. And also 5 years of what they call post-release control. It's kind of like probation, something like that, where you have certain conditions that you have to adhere to.
How old is he, Pete?
He is 45. Now, this is very, very important. Judge Reagan, Jackson County Common Pleas Court Judge Christopher Reagan, is not bound by the sentencing recommendation.
That was going to be my next question.
He can decide. Now, he is going with the knowledge that the parties agreed that this would be a just and fair sentence, bringing together a plea agreement. But it could be more than that. It could be less than that, but it is up to him totally. The only reason that he didn't make a sentencing yesterday, because sometimes, there's a sentencing immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's some procedures that have to do. In this case, he had checked up on some case law, and there has to be a hearing where the defendant gets a chance to make a request that when you are released and you're a tier 3 sexual offender, whether the community is notified that you're in the area. That's a standard thing. Now, the judge doesn't have to agree with you. I'm guessing most times will not, but you have to have a hearing where the defendant who is going out after being released can say, I don't want anybody to know where I live. All right? So once again, just because you ask, you don't get it, but it's part of that person's rights to make that request.
Okay.
There might be some conditions where a judge, certain philosophy in his mind, her mind, that you've been punished, you don't need to have that stain upon you or whatever. And there are other judges who may feel that the community at large has a right to know that you're there and what your past is. So anyway, because in case law it had come up that this hearing was not held before the sentencing or at the sentencing, he felt like he had better play it safe. He didn't want to be subject to appeal or any procedural error or whatever. The parties that were involved, the defense and the prosecution, did not know this case law either. So to be safe, he deferred sentencing, and probably this hearing about notification, community notification, will be done on the front end of the sentencing. So,
gotcha.
Bottom line.
When will that be? Any clue?
Well, it'll be on March the 24th.
Okay.
That's when the sentencing hearing is,
see.
and that will be held first because of
Gotcha.
that case law that came out of an appeals court case in Ohio.
Okay.
And because case law, there's legislative law and then there's case law.
Yes.
And, they all have an effect on what judges can and cannot do. All right. But anyway, the bottom line, sentencing recommendation for homiciders, 30 years to life, but the judge will decide what it actually is on March the 24th. He could totally agree with the sentencing recommendation or say, hey, you all agreed with this, I'll go along with it. But it is, once again, up to
Be
him.
interesting.
Carissa Watkins, we'll recall, she was sentenced last week 26 years to life for her charges, which were not even that they were serious. They were not, she was not the one. She was not the one who committed the direct sex abuse acts. She was an enabler, I guess. That's the word I've used, and no one's called me on it.
Yeah.
Because she was in charge of child care.
It's the easiest way to process that in your mind.
Mr. Siders was her boyfriend, and this was children that she was caring for that was actually she was related to.
Yes.
And they were ages 6 and 4, just in case I didn't say that.
And 3 at one point.
And the 4-year-old was 3 actually when one of the rapes occurred. All right, so we'll move to another thing. This is a traffic thing, and this is a big deal in Colton if you're shooting through there. There is an intersection at Main and Wells Street. It is not on State Route 93, which a lot of people are familiar with. There at the corner, where you make the turn to Wellston if you're coming from Jackson, or you're going to Jackson, turn from Wellston. If you go left, that's Sour Run Road from Jackson, all right?
Okay.
A lot of people use Sour Run Road to go out into the country, so to speak, or to come into Colton. There's an intersection there called Wells Street, which is right before the Big Bend where you turn to go on Sour Run Road. A council lady who is on the Colton Council, who lives on Wells Street, thought there needed to be a 4-way stop there because, people are shooting through there without a stop sign, and, you're starting to turn out, and someone's coming around that curve there, and they don't have to stop. And she thought that it is a recipe for some collisions. So council went along and instituted a 4-way stop there.
Okay.
So if you travel that particularly section of road, that is important. Yesterday, Jeremiah Shaver, who covers Colton Council, was aware that the 4-way stops were going to be put up. He was in Wellston covering something else, and when he came back, they happened to be putting up the stop sign there. So we can give you a visual on what this looks like. That's easier. That's easier to see it than it is to tell it. So if you could roll that, Adrian.
Hello, I'm Jeremiah Shaver. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram, and I am bringing you guys a video here in the village of Colton. Behind me is the intersection of Wells Street and Main Street, where the village of Colton has established a new all-way stop. This all-way stop was active as of Thursday, March 13th. Back in December, Colton Village Council adopted a piece of legislation that created the new all-way stop at the intersection inside the village limits. The ordinance relating to the matter was passed on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024, during the Colton Council meeting. The idea for creating the new all-way stop at the intersection was thought of by Councilwoman Caritha Bakey Shivers, who lives near the intersection. Bakey Shivers complained about almost getting hit at the intersection several times by motorists speeding through the area, making that intersection dangerous. Colton Village Administrator Merle Morris, along with Colton laborer Bill Wright, installed the new signage on the morning of Thursday, March 13th. The signage includes flashing stop signs as well as stop ahead signs. The stop signs are 24 by 24 in size with flashing red lights powered by solar panels to draw attention to the change at the intersection.
Hey everybody, I'm Merle Morris, the administrator for the Village of Colton. Just wanted to let everybody know that we have a new four-way stop sign here at the intersection of Wells Street and Main Street in Colton. Traffic now coming down east or west on Sour Run will now have to stop at the four-way. The signs were purchased for maybe close to between $1,800 and $2,000 a piece. They're solar powered. They should flash day and night to attract attention to the signs. So hopefully it keeps it safer for the curve going around Sour Run and the people pulling out of Wells Street, of course. So hopefully it maybe slow down some speeders and make things safer for everybody.
There's a still picture of the intersection situation.
I see what you're talking about. That curve is wild.
If you're coming off Sour Run Road around that bend, that's about a 45-degree turn there. You're gonna, you're not used to that stop sign being there. So you can see why people coming out of Wells Street, if they live there, when they turn out of there, especially when they're turning left, there could be a collision with a fast-moving vehicle coming from the other direction. Maybe there have been. But anyway, the councilwoman that lives there certainly knew that, and council and the administration went along with changing it.
Interesting.
All right.
And I like that they flash, too, because that's just, since it's new, that's really convenient.
I believe Colton Mayor Jim Milliken thought that would be a good idea to attract attention. And it will much more than a sign, just a plain old sign. All right, there is a developing story up in Vinton County that we're working on right now. I can't give you a lot of details, but we'll have them later. Red Thompson Jr. Will be heading up to Vinton County today. The commissioners are having, the Vinton County commissioners are having an emergency meeting 3 o'clock about flooding problems at the Job and Family Services Building. Now that is that was built about 20 years ago, a little bit more than 20 years ago. It is in the Vinton County Business Park, which is on the north end of MacArthur on State Route 93.
Yes.
One of the first buildings they built there was the Job and Family Services Building. It's a big office, fairly big office building. They have had flooding and backflow problems, serious problems. And I'm not exactly sure what, I know what the issue is. I don't know what the purpose of the meeting is, because normally the commissioners meet on Tuesday, but they had me put out, on the radio and in the paper that there was an emergency meeting today. Red is going up early. He's going to take a look at the building there. It has been described to us by the commissioners and the sheriff's office as a, quote, serious problem.
Oh, that's not good.
So I'm not exactly sure about operations there. The commissioner's clerk told me that some of the people in the JFS building may have to work out of a trailer or already were. So that's an awfully big governmental agency, and we'll have to look into that, and we are. All right, this weekend we'll get into some fun now. Basketball mania. It's March. Everyone knows it as March Madness, but we use the name Basketball Mania to be different, and that's what it is. People go crazy over it.
Oh yes.
The numbers of people that get involved in that, it's kind of like it's a parallel to the Super Bowl. Non-football fans get involved in the Super Bowl to at least party, all right?
That's right.
Well, everybody gets involved on the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Because it's fun.
Right, and this is a chance to play along and check out your predictor and compare yourself
See
with
how
everybody.
good you
All those
are.
names get published, in the paper, and they're listed online as well. And you do have a chance to win some money.
There you go.
I'm not sure what the rewards are this year, but it has been $300 in the past. I think a $600 purse. I'm sure that it's at least that.
Yep.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yep,
Cheryl says.
600.
So you got a chance to win some money, but it's the fun for it too. And your names are there.
And it's fun to make fun of your friends that are doing a horrible job.
Oh, no, you look down there and you can be totally embarrassed. It's like being at the bottom of the standings in baseball. So, but how you do it, it is so easy to do. You can do it, on paper if you're more comfortable that way. You can do it electronically as well. But the brackets are picked on Sunday evening. You can see that on television, probably ESPN, I'm thinking, or CBS.
Okay.
But anyway, the brackets will they be up on Sunday evening, Cheryl? They'll be up on Sunday evening, so that's a quick turnaround. So you can go on our website. Is it just yourtotalmedia.com or is it the Telegram too?
yourtotalmedia.com/basketballmania, all one word.
Right. Okay. So that's where you go. That's where you go to fill out your bracket electronically.
Yes.
And of course, there are some play-in games earlier, but the main games, the big tournament starts on Thursday. So you've got to have your entries in before then.
You have between Sunday.
You can mail them in.
And
you
Thursday
can
at
drop them
noon.
off. You can fill out the bracket in the paper. That will be in the paper on Wednesday. All
Okay.
right? But it'll be electronically available Sunday evening at some point.
That's right.
So it's a chance to. The rules, by the way, are going to be published, and they'll be online as well. They are going to be in our paper on Sunday, on our Saturday paper tomorrow. A little bit of a promo on it, explain what the rules are and how you do it and all like that. Just kind of like a little primer to get you ready.
Love
But
it.
Sunday evening, you can actually, get on with it. And we have had. I'm trying to remember. I've been involved with it, because I've been around for a long time. Hundreds of people go and do this.
Yes.
So
It's a ton.
And now it's easier than ever because of the electronic option.
Yes.
So we will stay with it. You can go to the website anytime and see the progress as the tournament unfolds. We'll have it updated electronically and in the paper as well, and you can see how you're doing. Of course, you've got to have your entries in by 12 o'clock on Thursday because that's when the games start. So don't be negligent on doing that.
No, get on it.
So it all starts, once again, it really creates a lot of extra interest. Everybody gets interested in it. We get great sponsorships for it. They get involved.
Yes.
They get to pick a team. Our sponsors do. And they have their own little contest that goes along with it. And if you're dropping off a paper entry, because that has varied over the years how we do that, you can do it right here at this office, Stockmeister Plaza, 708 East Main Street in Jackson, during business hours.
Very cool.
All right. Okay, real quick, a couple other things to tell you about. Do not forget, this is the weekend for this is the weekend for Alice in Wonderland at Wellston.
Yes.
Frozen Junior is next week at Oak Hill. We had those kids before, but the Alice in Wonderland, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon.
Going to be amazing.
Charity Potter. Jeremiah Shaver saw a little preview of that. He went to one of the preview showings. It's not the main showings, that they do to kind of warm up a dress rehearsal, and he was very impressed by it. It's a great story, Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
So go see it. Also, John Pelletier, our good friend with the Wellston High School Alumni Association, says they're going to have a planning meeting this Sunday. So if you have a reunion coming up, if you're Wellston High School grad and you've got a reunion class, a reunion coming up, he wants you to come to that meeting so they can coordinate. That will be 1 p.m. This Sunday at the Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall right there off Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay.
Also, decorations have to be removed from Jackson's Fairmont Cemetery by this Monday. It's kind of the spring cleanup type thing. So if you manage a burial site at Fairmont Cemetery, you have to remove decorations, grave blankets, wreaths, flowers, and other disposable items no later than Monday. All remaining items will be removed and disposed of by cemetery personnel. Same deal with Ridgewood Cemetery in Wellston. That's another big cemetery.
Sure.
And their deadline day is tomorrow. That's the last day to get those winter decorations off the graves. So I believe that is all we have time for, but we will be back on Monday with more, because I didn't tell you everything I knew.
Oh my goodness.
Although I did not know who wrote The Little Engine That Could.
Well, now we do.
Yes.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. I think there's maybe some storms in the forecast, perhaps some wind. I don't think we're going to get it here as badly as some of the other places around the state, but still keep an eye out for that.
You may as well get the mowers out of the garage.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know we know this, but somebody that's new to Basketball Mania may not know this. All you have to do is fill out your form, on paper or electronically. It is totally free.
Totally free, and you get the chance to win
totally free
part of a $600 prize.
Thanks to the work here at the Total Media staff and, of course, those sponsors. So, when you fill out your bracket, take a look at those sponsors, because they want to support us doing this.
You've got it. All right. Well, have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you right back here on Monday. Bye-bye.